Thank you. Congressman Blake Moore, great champion, a great vice chairman for the House Republican Conference. I'm so delighted at what you've done with the office, and thank you for hosting this special order hour. It is very appropriate and an historic moment that we're in. And Mr. Speaker, I rise this evening to join all my colleagues in celebrating the 4th anniversary of the life-saving Dobbs decision. As we know, and I know it's been discussed tonight, that decision reversed 5 decades of inhuman social engineering, the murder of tens of millions of unborn children. And ultimately, it returned the question of regulating abortion to the people's elected representatives, where it should have remained the whole time. I was born 1 year before Roe v. Wade, almost exactly to the day. I was born in January 1972. Roe was in January of 73, as we know. And in my 54 years of life, I would say the Dobbs decision represents the most consequential and life-saving decision of my lifetime. And I used to go into the courts for almost 20 years as a constitutional law litigator and defend the sanctity of human life, but Dobbs was the big one. Think about how many innocent unborn children have been lost to the hands of big abortion. Estimates suggest somewhere above 65 million lives. I've always believed that that's a low estimate because we know many states do not accurately report abortion numbers. It's probably much higher than that. But that's just the numbers since Roe was decided in 1973, and it's just an unconscionable thing. It's an unspeakable evil. But thankfully, by the grace of God, the Supreme Court finally righted that egregious wrong. The conditions that led to that decision did not materialize overnight. It took a long, long time. And from the moment Roe was decided in 73, pro-life advocates went to work to pray and organize and build faithful and effective coalitions and educate the public on the scourge of abortion. And they did not do that with hate. They were motivated by love. That's what this has always been about. We know that mere words of support are not enough. And advocates for life, as we are, we must continue to advocate for and support the heroic mission of things like the pregnancy resource centers around the country. They do vital work, so important. And those centers don't just provide life-saving and practical care, they empower women to choose life. And we know the statistics. You know, when a woman sees her unborn child on an ultrasound, she has about an 86% chance of going through with the pregnancy. To understand that that is a child there. It's a person, no matter how small. And of course, this anniversary and this year is particularly important. Next Friday, we celebrate the signing of the Declaration of Independence, our 250th anniversary as a nation. The Declaration is our nation's birth certificate. That's how we describe it all the time, because it is. And in that certificate, we boldly proclaim the self-evident truths that all people are created equally by God, and all people are endowed by Him, God our Creator, with their inalienable rights. And of course, that begins, as articulated in the Declaration, with the right to life, logically. We still have work to do to continue building a culture of life. We still have work to ensure that we are living up to the ideals espoused in the Declaration. And we should let these anniversaries serve as calls to action, and that's what we do here tonight. A call to action to continue building a culture of life and to advance policies which protect the sanctity and the dignity of every human life. So I want to thank you again, my good friend, a great champion for the rights of the unborn, yourself, Vice Chairman Blake Moore, for organizing this special order, and I yield back.
Thank you.